Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this day. Another foggy morning out there and foggy evening, but I will tell you, it's going to be another great day. On our show today, first of all, we are going to have Leslie Gabola from Adapt to It. I don't know if she'll be first on, but she's first on the list. And she is going to bring a guest from a company called Medterra, and they produce hemp oil products, and I think it's oil and lotions and things like that. So we'll find out how they are used and how they are available. Also, we have a guest on today, Elsie Rodriguez from the Recreation had their 90s party, and they're going to recap that fun event. Also, The Globe, in the form of Jennifer Carmarker, sat down with Lisa, gives all the latest headlines, and then we're going to bring you a segment with Tim Moy, your security director, about both our security here, our gate access, all kinds of things. They all come into play together. Now, our meetings today, we have a docent tour. Now, the docent tour is something that you have to call to RSVP and or email. And you can see I've got them both listed there. The email is docent@vmsinc.org, or the number is 949-268-2040. Please contact them before 1 o'clock today. That's why there's not a room listed there. They kind of find out how many people that are going to be there so they can set everything up. Then GRF has their Security and Community Access Committee, and that will be in the boardroom at 1:30. And United has their agenda prep in the Willow Room today at 2 o'clock. Now let's get to the weather. Once again, the same thing's going on, and it's going to continue for at least the next 7-8 days or so. Again, the real difference is the temperature, how much fog we're going to get. I thought yesterday was a little bit thicker fog layer, and that burned off really quick, and we actually were probably a couple degrees warmer than what I had. So kind of looked over things today, and I saw the different reports that I look at had anywhere from about 75 to about 77. So I'm going on the little bit of the high side today, and really not much change going forward at all, as you can see. A degree or two difference. One day a thicker marine layer more than the next. That's really about it. As you've seen, that fog comes back in, hits the coast again, right around 7:30 or so. And as we've seen over the years, this pattern seems to continue from June gloom into early July. It is not uncommon on the 4th of July, which is next week, to have the fog starting to come in at 7:30. So you know, the fireworks go up, and they're kind of up in the fog, and it kind of makes this neat glowing effect. But that is very common. So I would expect this to continue at least through next week, and maybe a little bit beyond that. So let's look around the county and beyond today. Today, all the temperatures are down from yesterday. About 3 degrees, 3-4 degrees, just depending. And yesterday did get a little bit warmer than I said, by about 2 or 3 degrees or so. But again, I'm giving you somewhat of the average, and still going to be very nice. Beaches are going to average about 70 today. Some beaches will be 68. Other beach communities will hit about 72, 73. But everywhere else is just about 2 to 3 degrees less than what it was yesterday. Even Palm Springs, I think yesterday, they were about 110, 111. So they're going to reach about 108 today. Again, when you're in the low triple digits, 2 or 3 degrees does not make much difference. So overall, another great day out there. We'll be back in just a moment.
My name is Angela. I'm 51 years old, and I was diagnosed with a heart murmur. Before the surgery, I was struggling to breathe. I was missing out a lot on playing with my son. I decided to go to Hoag from Nevada to have my mitral valve repair because the surgeons there are excellent.
My personal approach to patient care is really taking care of a patient as if they're a member of my family.
After the surgery, I can chase him and run around and play with him as much as he wants. It's like a miracle. It's like this patient made it through the toughest time in their life, and it's an awesome feeling.
The feeling to see these patients recover, especially when they're critically ill like that, it's just the best feeling in the world.
We wanted this to be one of the top cardiovascular centers in the region, the state, the nation, and to be recognized for that. We've achieved that.
If I had to go back and make the same choice, I would choose Hogue again. They treated me like family. This changed my life, and now I get to be with my son.
Hi, welcome back. Well, we have Tim Moy, Chief of Security, who is going to talk to us about decals, golf carts. Right. We've got a lot of things to talk about regarding these gate access.
Well, yeah,
okay.
Got a lot going on there.
Well, what do you have for us?
Well, first of all, we're still on track for the gate arms to be installed at 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
And then 7, 8, 9, and 14. And I think, as you can imagine, there's a lot of planning. The engineers have got to do their part. You've got to get the permits. And this is under the direction of our maintenance director, Ernesto Munoz.
Right.
His team is on it, and we're hoping to break ground August, September, and start moving forward with those gates.
Right. Okay.
And so that's going to take, obviously a lot of work, and we want to make sure it does not disrupt the traffic flow. Installing 8 gate arms, at those entrances, we'll split them up between, the 8 of them, and so that we're not completely blocking or slowing traffic in a certain area of the community.
Right. Now, if someone couldn't get through one of the gates, can they always go through another one?
Right, of course,
Yeah.
and that's what we'll work out. And so
Okay.
if we're working on one, gate 1, we'll make sure that, 2 and 3 are available. Same thing with 7, or 8, depending on the plan. But we've got a plan in place. We'll be working with the city, with the sheriff's department, with fire. We certainly don't want to slow their ability to get into the village in the event of emergency. So that'll be coming, and then when it does, when we get that plan in place, of course we'll get that out to the community. So everybody knows, hey, here's which ones we're starting first, here's the time frame, and so then they'll expect to just have to maybe reroute and go a different direction for a few weeks or what have you until one gate is completed, and then we move on to the next.
But it's not just the arms. I mean, it's like a whole remodel on some of these houses.
It is, right. And we've been remodeling the gatehouses themselves, a little bit outdated, just we're trying to make them a little bit more presentable, clean them up. But also we have the surveillance cameras, so that when somebody is going in or leaving, we're capturing a lot of data on them, not to be Big Brother again, but just to keep our community safe. And in the event there is something going on, we can conduct some follow-up, try to identify those vehicles, potentially the drivers, where they're going, what have you. We've had a few incidents with a missing person where we're able to use our cameras to try to track when did they come in, at what point did they leave, and to turn that over to the sheriff's department.
Right, and then I think also last time you were here, you were talking a little about people who were stealing IDs and things, so.
Right, yeah, it's unfortunate, and we'll get to a little bit of that.
Okay.
But we've got, this is a small city, and we are 90% of Laguna Woods, the city of Laguna Woods. Right. So we're going to see some crime, minor as it is, but we still have to keep an eye on that. So there's thefts and other minor issues that do occur.
Right.
That is going to help us with that. When we have those, whether they're guests, workers, family members, they're coming in and they're going through our carports and they're committing some minor thefts or other crimes. When they leave, we'll be able to use those cameras to identify the vehicle and license plate and conduct a follow-up investigation. It's not that I look forward to it, but I look forward to the fact that when those are in place, it'll give us another tool, investigative tool, to work very closely with the sheriff's department on that. And we've been in communication with them. The sheriff investigator is highly engaged here, and so he knows that's going to be a tool for us. And he even asks when we're conducting investigations, hey, is there the chance that they use 5 or 6? And so that conversation's already taken place. Okay. It'll be nice to say, was he in a vehicle, he or she in a vehicle? Why did I say he? I don't know.
I don't know. That's assuming.
We're just assuming it's a.
Well, you're a little more, experienced in this than
there
most
you go.
of us,
Well,
so.
most of the time they are, man.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to go right to it and look at that. Now, I've also I think, spoken in the past in reference to illegal occupants and
Right.
some of the administrative issues here that those gate arms and those cameras will assist us on.
Right.
Illegal occupancy is a problem here. And
Wow.
so we want to be able to enforce our rules. And, you know, if all the folks who have gone through the proper means of being members and they're paying their amenities, we just want to spread that to those who are not and
Right.
make sure that they go through the proper process and,
Right.
and are qualified to live here.
Right.
We want this to be an exclusive community, which it is,
Right.
but to tighten it up a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, people should be very happy about the assets that they're getting when they move in here, and
Correct.
security being one of them and top priority.
Absolutely.
Good.
Sure.
All right. Well, what else
Yeah.
do you have?
Well, on gate 5 and 6, it's still going pretty well. You know, initially there was a, it took some time for our residents to get used to those arms. So, you know, a little bit of a
Right.
delay, and then there was the merging issue. It seems like we've gotten past that. It's just showing common courtesy to
Right.
the person in the next lane. But one of the questions that has come up recently is we've had residents who, for whatever reason, don't have a RFID, and they still go through that far lane, and they hold up their GRF ID card
Okay.
and expect to immediately be popped up. Well, that's not what those lanes are designed for.
Okay.
Those lanes are designed for vehicles with an RFID.
Okay.
And so if you want to come through without a decal on your vehicle, maybe you have a rental or you're with a friend, what
Okay.
have you, you've got to go through that guest lane.
Okay.
And so, but my recommendation is for those residents who do not have a RFID, get down to Resident Services
Right.
and get one on your vehicle.
Okay.
Because those gates are coming and it'll be here sooner than you think.
Right.
Right.
Right. I mean, what does the security person do when they are in the far lane? I mean, that's going to cause quite a backup, right?
It can, especially if they're helping a guest in the guest lane, and so they may not always see that person, so that vehicle is just stopped, so it's going to be a delay.
Right.
So we would just assume that, hey, make it easier on yourself, get that RFID, come on through, and then it's nice and easy access.
Right. Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
And then some interesting things going on with golf cart registration.
Right, right. Now, again, talking about security and wanting to be able to track our vehicles and our assets in the community, golf carts being one of them. People have asked, you know, how many golf carts do we even have in here? Well, we've got about just over 1,300 golf carts, so that's quite a bit. And so for security purposes, we're going to ask that every golf cart receive their own decal, not the GRF decal, but the, I'm not sure if it's on there, it is. It'll be,
there it is.
That'll be on the left front corner of
Okay.
the golf cart, and everyone will, each golf cart will need to be registered.
Okay. And why are you wanting to register them?
Right, and so that the question might be, it's kind of redundant, why would you have a golf cart decal when you also have a GRF decal? Well, we're going to be phasing out our GRF decals. So once all those gate arms go into place, you won't need to have that GRF decal. They'll just be using RFIDs. Not all golf carts will require the RFIDs. Some stay within the community. So we want every one of these to be registered. You know, gives security an opportunity to get out there and enforce the rules if a golf cart is illegally parked. There's another piece of this as well, and it has to do with shared electricity in the village. And you see this right here, United and Third Mutual. If you are part of the shared electricity, where you're charging your golf cart in a carport and you're paying for that, we want to make sure that you are properly identified, and that's what each golf cart will have that on the right rear bumper. So if security, or maybe it's a resident, is walking through the carport, you know, they've just parked their vehicle and they see a golf cart that they're not familiar with, it doesn't have that decal, but it's being charged, they know that somebody is illegally charging, they can give us a call.
Okay.
Now, we're not looking for people to just be calling on every little violation, but, you know, again, it's all about fairness and
Right.
paying for the services that you're using.
Right.
And for security, we drive by, we look, a golf cart's plugged in, we know that one's good to go.
Okay.
If it's got the decal. If it
Right.
doesn't have the decal,
Right.
well, probably going to slap a citation on it, and that fine's going to be pretty hefty as well.
Wow.
So the mutuals are very serious about this shared electricity, everybody paying what they're using.
Exactly.
I think that's fair.
Exactly. All right. That makes sense.
Right.
You know, if you've got a cart, you got to be able to make sure you do what you're supposed to be doing.
Well,
with it,
absolutely,
right?
yeah. And that shared electricity, again, not everybody uses it. So some folks have, they garage their golf carts.
Right.
But in those mutuals where they're using the carports and they have to charge their golf carts there, well, they've got to pay an additional fee.
Exactly. All right. Okay, good. And then we've got, well, we talked about the decals. So in addition, what else is going on with stickers for golf carts? Oh, we talked about the electricity.
Yep,
so
that's it. So we're
that was
good.
it. Okay, so we're good on the golf carts.
Right. I think we're good. So resident services, and they are leading this charge here. They're doing a great job with it. They'll be sending out letters to all golf cart owners and to register your vehicle, your golf cart,
okay.
By the end of June.
Okay.
Come July, we're going to be out there looking and citing.
Right.
Now, we'll see how that all plays out
Right.
and how many are actually registered. But
Okay.
we'd like to encourage our residents to come in, get that golf cart decal. If you're sharing electricity, get that additional decal. And then there's going to be one more piece of it. If you're golfing, they'll have their own one. I know it seems like we're putting a lot of decals
Yeah.
on
For
the
different
golf
things.
carts,
They're
but they are for
things.
different
Right.
things. Exactly.
Right. Now, see something, say something we've talked about before. Do we
Right.
have some additional things that have happened?
We do.
Okay.
So we're always encouraging our residents. You got to give us a call when you see something out of the ordinary, whether maybe it's a transient coming through, maybe it's a relative or a guest who is unaccompanied with a resident, and they're just kind of walking around. We want to know what they're doing, and we have had some minor thefts. Again, being the size of this community, not everybody is law-abiding, and I know some have said, "Oh, it's those outsiders, it's the transients coming in."
Not
We have
necessarily.
found that a lot of them, unfortunately, are some family members, some kids. Maybe they've gotten out of jail. They need a place to stay. They're coming in here, but they've got some bad habits,
Right.
and they tend to go out at night and start looking around. We're doing our best to identify them,
Right.
but we can't be everywhere at once. And so, just most recently, we've had a few thefts involving mailboxes.
Right. And a few, not just one or two,
Correct.
but a couple.
Right.
Okay.
And so they're coming in and they're going into the underground area where the mailboxes are located. And there's been some mailboxes that have been pried open. And you're thinking, why are they going to go after mailboxes? What can be in the United States, mail? Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And the identity thieves are looking to obtain your personal identification.
Right.
And or they're looking for credit cards, or they're looking for anything, cash or what have you, or checks that they
Yeah.
can try to sign your name to it and cash them. So there's it's a concern. We're working with the Sheriff's Department. We're doing some other things to maintain high visibility patrol out in the community. So we're going to do our part with security and with law enforcement. And we're just asking our residents to be vigilant as well. So something doesn't look right, please give us a call.
So if you look at some of these boxes on the screen, we've got, you said they're underground. So is there no security cameras or anything under there?
No, not where those are located. And so there's some things we'll look at.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have cameras everywhere.
I know.
And this is something that's been pretty random, but you can see that they've been
How
opened
are they
up.
getting in them?
Oh, well, there was some concern, hey, do they have a key? They don't have a key. They're prying them open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so we'll be working with the post office, or the U.S. Postal Agency, or whatever the federal agency is, to look at securing these better as well.
Okay.
Make it more difficult for them to get in. So there's a
Exactly.
few different approaches that we're going to take on this.
Okay.
Now that it's become an issue here.
Yeah. Well, and it isn't just here in Laguna Woods; it's everywhere. I mean, it
That's
doesn't matter
right.
where you are. Even if you had an open box and most people are looking around,
Correct.
it doesn't matter because
Right.
identity theft is everywhere.
Right,
So-
and so we've got these, we've got the gate access, and we've got the walls and the barbed wire. We're looking
Right.
at shepherd's crooks, and so,
Right.
I know that village management with our boards, with GRF, everyone's doing their part to the best of our abilities to secure this community, keep it as safe as possible.
Right.
And if our residents can give us a hand with that as well,
Right.
we will keep it just that.
Right.
I always like to say it is a safe community.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, there are minor things that occur. We also have, every once in a while, you know, a theft occur from maybe a unlocked vehicle.
Right.
Have there been some break-ins? There have been.
Yeah.
But I think we have a photo here of a vehicle. I'm not sure if they can put that on. That's a vehicle that was parked and it was unlocked. And somebody really went through. I mean, that was a ransacking there.
That's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. So again, lock up your vehicles, lock up your cabinets. If you can't, if it's valuable, get it out of your vehicle.
Right.
If you have valuables in your carport cabinets, they probably shouldn't be there.
Okay.
You know, all it is a padlock, and that's pretty easy to pry open at times as well. So
Right.
keep your valuables in a place where people can't get to them.
Right.
And so if everyone's doing their part, we try to do our part, and we'll keep this a safe
Right, and
community.
and like you said, see something, say something. Don't
See
be
something,
afraid to
say
call.
something,
Yeah.
right. And I tell you, we have so many people that say, oh, I just wasn't sure. That's okay. If you're not sure, call us.
Right.
And we'll go out and take a look. Or, boy, the person's no longer in view. I don't know where they went. That's okay. Maybe, you know, they could still be in the area. And if we go and patrol check that community, that area, those cul-de-sacs, and we can't find anybody, it was still worth our time.
Exactly, exactly. Well,
all right.
good. Well, thank you for the update.
Absolutely.
All good. Glad you guys are on it.
We are.
Good.
And yeah, again, we'll do our part. We'll be vigilant, and hopefully we'll you know, sometimes you got to create your own luck as well.
Yeah.
And it's just being at the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
So we're trying to set that up.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. All right.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. And don't forget to see something or say something, and everybody be vigilant out there. We'll be right back after this.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Welcome back. Well, with me today is, of course, Leslie Gabola of Adapt to It. And today, Leslie, we've got a very different subject, and we'd like to welcome your guest, Ben Dickerson of Medterra. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to have you on here today. And let me talk to you first as to why Ben is on with you today.
Okay, well, Ben has a very interesting product, and I'll let him go through the details of it. But we have started to carry a new line of items that will help people with pain relief, with nausea, with sleep, with mood, and basically help their well-being. A lot of times I get people in my store, and it breaks my heart because they come in and they're in such pain. And I had a couple ladies that I'll never forget. When I first started my store, she would come in, she would sit down, and she would cry because she was in such pain with her hip. And the good part of that story is that, like, a few months later actually, she came in and she was walking around the whole store, and she said, I feel great, I had my surgery, I'm wonderful, and I don't have any more pain. And then a lot of other people come in and they're just in pain and they're uncomfortable, and they can't sleep because of it. And so we have the opportunity to help that. And as you know, that's what we do with our folks. And anything that we can find that's new, great, and different, we find. And I found Ben, and he has a great product. And so I'll let him tell you about it.
Well, welcome, Ben.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. Appreciate
And
it.
the company is Medterra, and we're going to get into what is this product. It's called CBD. We'll find out. Tell me what that is, and kind of briefly go through what the product is about.
Yeah, so we are a CBD company. We are derived from the hemp plant. CBD is a molecule inside of that plant, and we can actually focus and isolate that There's a lot of therapeutic benefits to it, such that she's described as inflammation, pain, anxiety, stress. And we've then taken that molecule and reintroduced it into products. So you can consume the product via oil. You can rub a lotion on your skin to treat an affected area, from sleeping. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, we've kind of taken this molecule and then found a way to distribute it to the masses that are in need.
Okay, so I would think that the most obvious question is this medical marijuana? Is it related to that? How is it different?
Yeah, great question. So no, we are not a medical marijuana company. We're a hemp company. All of our hemp is grown in Kentucky under the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. In 2014, they released a hemp research pilot program. So we operate under that. So California medical marijuana business can only stay in California, but MedTerra is in all 50 states and 13 countries now. So we've kind of taken the model of a cannabis business. We are 0 THC, which means there's nothing psychoactive, which is what the marijuana plant does to you.
Yes.
And we're able to distribute it to the masses and make sure that they can consume the product safely.
So you went over briefly how it can help you. My question is, like with any kind of a product like this, you're using it, maybe I would say probably one of the most common would be some sort of pain. So how would you ingest this or rub it on to relieve your pain, and would it help people with minor pain, somebody who has RA, to what level?
Yeah, so pain is absolutely one of the most common concerns that we get. Definitely helps, especially inflammation, joints, muscle. It's great for that. It's a case by case. Every person's different. I never really know what the right product to recommend to somebody is. We've got tincture oils which you consume orally.
We have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Here you go.
So I'll hold that up.
Yep. You can just squirt that underneath your tongue. Let it sit there for about 15 seconds and then digest. Usually about 45 to 60 minutes, you start feeling some kind of relief.
Yeah.
But if it's arthritis in your hands, then maybe that's not the best method to get it. Maybe you need to have a more targeted approach to actually getting your CBD on, in which case we would then recommend using a pain cream.
Okay, so this would go on almost like a sunscreen or something. Any kind of a lotion that would go in and,
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of, for the pain cream, I always use my father as the example for this, but he's 72 years old, loves to golf, has arthritis in his hands. And after about the 4th or 5th hole, his hands hurt. So he reapplies his pain cream on there, and then about 3 to 5 minutes later, he's got much more mobility in his hands, and he can continue on with the rest of his day. So it's there are a list of applications you can use this for.
That one, is it that pill form?
Yeah, this is a gel cap.
All right. So you got the gel cap.
Yeah,
so they're all
soft gel. So it's liquid that's been encapsulated in gelatin.
So let's talk about. As far as somebody who may be interested in this, do you need a prescription? And should somebody who is on any kind of meds, I would assume they should check that out. I mean, it doesn't, even if somebody's on, as you would agree with, if somebody's on certain kind of meds, they should even check if they're going to a health food place and getting some kind of vitamin. Sure. Because you never know the interaction.
Yeah. If there's any concern, always ask your physician. It is safe to consume with many medications, but there's so many prescriptions out there that for us to give you a yes or no would just be irresponsible. So always, if you are worried or have any concern, definitely double check with your doctor.
Now, because it doesn't have any THC, one doesn't have to worry about taking this and driving or failing a drug test if they're going for a job or something like that. Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So nothing psychoactive in this product. You can consume it, get behind the wheel, drive from point A to point B very safely. If you overconsume CBD, you're just going to metabolize it. So there's going to be no adverse effect to it except for wasting money, essentially. But yeah, it's completely safe to operate and function.
Okay. Now, Leslie, you're here for a reason. Is this something you sell in your store, or
yes,
you?
Now we sell all 3 forms in our store. And then with the gel caps, I don't know if that one does, but they have one with melatonin in it too, so it helps with sleep.
Oh, okay.
So I know that sleeping is an issue with many people, and so they have the combination. So if perhaps nighttime pain or anything like that,
absolutely.
issues, And they all come in different strengths. So
Okay,
if
so you can
want
choose.
It, if you're
I saw that on
new,
your website, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
you can start low and then if it, work your way up.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so we recognize that you're needing CBD for different reasons. So the amount that you need to consume should be different for every single person. It usually takes 3 to 4 days to kind of figure out what the right amount to consume is. But after that, if you want to purchase a higher strength or a lower strength, like I said, you take a couple days to figure out what the right amount for you to use and
Okay.
start from there.
And you were telling me that because of the way the California law is, you're not going to be able to find this in a place like a marijuana dispensary. Of course, Leslie has this, and so that would be the place that they would go.
Yeah, absolutely. So most people think, it's a cannabinoid, I have to go buy it at a dispensary. We're a zero THC company. You definitely do not need to go to a dispensary to pick this up. California is putting a regulation that if it's not grown in the state of California, then it can't be sold in licensed dispensaries, but that's A-okay because, we sell it at, Adapt to It, we sell it at chiropractors, we sell it at health food stores. You can find this all over, but yeah, it's definitely easy to access.
Well, I think to me, as somebody, I was explaining, like you and your husband, we're of an era when you hear of kind of medical marijuana, and we kind of think of that kind of hippie era and all that, and we're kind of adverse to that sort of thing, as some people are. But something like this, I think, is just a whole different realm and a way to go. And I think it's fantastic. It's grown in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll look at the fields when I go back to Kentucky in a couple weeks. So.
You're always welcome. Yeah, they've got some. We're working with 500 acres out there. It's pretty impressive.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And Leslie, of course, as always. There we go. Adapt to It, of course, you know where they're at. They're right down the street, El Toro, Paseo de Valencia. The number's on the screen for that location, 457-1600, adapttoit.com. We'll see you next time.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Hi, welcome back. So we have the Globe headlines with Jennifer Carmarker, and she is going to start us off with the farmers market.
Yes.
It looks great. They really had a good turnout, right?
They had a great turnout. About 200 people
That is pretty good.
came, and there was a bounty of fresh summer vegetables that greeted them. It was the first farmers market and open house at the Laguna Woods Village Garden Center. It was Garden Center 2. It was Saturday, and the Garden Center clubs coordinated the sale, and all the donations from the sale, from the gardeners, raised $500, and that will be donated to the Orange County Food Bank.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And Jennifer Murphy, who is our senior recreation supervisor, she said many residents in attendance who were visiting for the first time commented on how nice the garden center was.
Oh.
She said we receive many requests for farmers markets multiple times a year, so they finally decided to have one, and it was.
And they had some, what kind of fruits and stuff did they have?
Oh my gosh, well, you'll see the photos today, but they had all kinds of squash.
Look at the size of that. Is that a turnip?
That's a beet.
Oh, that's a beet.
They had
That thing is huge.
they had squash. They had artichokes.
Okay. They have really big artichokes. I mean,
they were nice size.
Oh, that's
They
great.
were
And there's
nice
some.
size.
Look at there's the squash.
The summer squash, zucchinis, and yellow squash.
That's pretty. And you had mentioned that there's a lot of people that have very specific kinds of fruits and vegetables. Some are Asian fruits that you really can't find anywhere else except in their garden.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly. So
That's
there
great.
was some really cool stuff.
And $500 for the food bank. That's awesome.
So yeah, so in other news, neighbors in Laguna Woods Village are crediting the quick thinking of a resident and 2 construction workers for leading 2 people to safety and preventing extensive damage when fire broke out in a home on Thursday.
Wow.
About 30 firefighters were dispatched to a home on the 3000 block of Via Serena after reports of a couch on fire. Orange County Fire Captain Tony Bomarito said the call came in about 12:37 p.m. and the fire was put out within 10 minutes. Now, residents living adjacent to the fourplex said it was 2 construction workers who put out the blaze with a garden hose from the side of the house. The men were employees of Extreme Clean DKI, which is a property damage restoration company in Brea, were identified by Laguna Woods Village Security as Juan Carlos Gonzalez and Anthony Vargas. Beatrice Comrie, who lives across from the home, said they were really heroic. They didn't hesitate. They got the couch put out, and it seemed like another 5 minutes before the fire department got there. Now, Misty Tanner said she had just returned home from an errand when she spotted smoke coming from her next door neighbor's house, and she heard a smoke alarm blaring. She said, "I opened the door and I saw flames coming from the living room couch right at the door. I rushed outside and screamed, 'Call 911. And a neighbor heard her screams and called the fire department. Tanner said that she placed the woman in a chair directly outside the front door because she refused to walk any farther. About that time, Vargas and Gonzalez, who had just parked their truck, saw a man and a woman outside the doorway of the home within 2 feet of the flames.
Oh my.
Vargas said he ran over, grabbed the woman, held her hand, walked her down the path, and sat her down on a chair. He said, "Then I grabbed a water hose next to the door and did what I could until the fire department got there."
Gosh, that's so dangerous. Why on earth was there couch on fire?
Well, what happened was, fire department said it was like a space heater, a portable heater, where the cord was spliced or taped together.
Oh, that happens
which
so much.
You can't do. Yeah, that's very dangerous.
Oh, that's
and
so scary.
it came in contact with the couch and started the couch on
Oh,
fire.
man.
And it goes up within seconds.
Absolutely. Wow, good for those residents, though. How nice of them. Thank goodness there's people like that, right?
Yes. Well, and we have a quote from Vargas who said, "I just happened to be in the perfect place at the right time. I don't know who wouldn't help."
Oh, that's
So,
good. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one.
That was a good story. And then we have a recap of the third mutual board meeting, which was June 19th. They talked about a policy that would regulate usage of temporary containers based on size limitations. A Village Management Services staff report defines temporary containers as dumpsters, contractor trailers, and portable storage containers. The policy, developed by Alterations and Security Divisions, is a result of resident complaints regarding safety and mobility here in the village. Its intent is to provide guidelines and restrictions regarding the actual placement of each item to ensure safe and practical placement. And Third Mutual President Rosemary DiLorenzo said that she thinks that they just need some clarity as to the limitations on size. She said if we can have that, then we can go ahead with the policy.
All right.
And Third also reintroduced, and revised 9 alteration standards. Now this is in their ongoing effort with VMS and the Architectural Control Standards Committee to bring standards up to date. Some of the alteration standards that were approved or revised were for solar panels, exterior wall panels, fireplaces, and gutters and downspouts.
Okay.
Okay.
Lots to think about.
Yes, lots to think about. And you can read more about, of course, all these stories in today's Globe. And then, of course, my favorite part, our letters page, which also happens to be, I believe, the majority of the residents who read the Globes is their favorite
They do
page
like them,
too.
yes.
They do like the letters. So this week's letters, we have letters on the bus system, solar panels. We have a couple letters praising staff members.
Oh, good.
And we have a transportation update from the Mobility Committee Chair.
Okay.
And we have this letter warning about a new scam.
Oh, good.
Okay, M. Dahlstrom writes, I received a concerning telephone message from a company purporting to be Apple. The message said to stop using all Apple phones, computers, iPads right away and to call this toll-free number. You've heard about this
I have,
one.
yep.
Okay. I'll give the number too. The number is 844-857-0333. The letter writer writes that I had my son call back because I was worried, but I listened in. The man refused to say his name or identification number. That's the, That's the what they do. And then she said he also said he worked for Google Machines. My son asked if he worked for Apple or Google. He then hung up. I later called Apple to ask if they called. The man from Apple said they would never call except if you have a repair.
Exactly.
So
well, most of these times, you know, like the IRS is gonna, you know, they're calling people saying, oh, we've got a warrant out for your arrest, and the stuff is just a joke, because they're not gonna call you, they're gonna send you a letter.
They're gonna, the IRS will send you a letter.
Yeah.
And of course, if somebody refuses to give his name or identification, then that's the key. That's the tip off that this is likely a scam.
That's right. But good for her to, you know, look into it, because sometimes you just never know.
You just never know, and they prey on people in certain area codes and zip codes.
They do, absolutely.
So
well, good.
Be on guard.
Perfect. Thanks for letting me know about that.
Okay.
Or us know about that. All right, we'll see you next time.
Okay.
And don't forget that you can always get your globe on the first floor of the Community Services Building, and I would definitely do that on Thursdays. We'll be right back after this.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
So we have Elsie Rodriguez who's here with us, and super exciting.
I am, yes. Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, so my name is Elsie, and I work at Clubhouse 5, and I've been working the 90s Luncheon for almost, well, this is my 4th year. Besides the 90s Luncheon, we do other events and that are held at Clubhouse 5. Okay. But yeah, the 90s Luncheon, once again, it was a success. We had those who were 90 and over. We had over 207, 210, which was very exciting to see. I feel like every year that number increases, which is good. And
living longer.
Longer, exactly, yes. And then we have we had 6 residents who were 100 and over.
Right, so we actually are showing them now. So these gals are 102, right?
Yes, so on our left, her name is Sylvia Landfill, and she's 102. And to our,
they look so, I mean, this is amazing. It's very encouraging.
Yeah, and she's funny. She was just laughing the whole time we were like interviewing her and taking pictures. And then to our right, her name is Gerda Height, and she just turned 102 on June 25th. So just this week, or so, but yeah, that's some that are 102. And then to our left, her name is Jane Whistler, and she's 104, which is amazing. Yes, and to our right, her name is Janet Ainsworth, and she's 102.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right, and then you actually had one gal who is 105.
105. So yes, every year I see her, and it's just, I mean, to me, she looks the same. She's very talkative and funny, and she's, very lovely, human being. And her name is Antoinette Mullen, and she's 105.
Oh,
so,
that is so great, so great. Yeah. So now you had, they could bring their loved one or
family,
guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had roughly like 85 that were guests. Yeah, so we had in total 300,
And what were some of the fun things that you guys did?
Yeah, so what the 90s Luncheon consists of is, of course, we provide them a free lunch. Those who are 100 and over, we interview them, we take pictures, and the pictures are taken, the video and pictures are taken, the video, is taken by Scott Marvel, and the pictures by Mark, who's a resident here.
Right.
Yes. And then once the video is finalized and everything, we provide lunch, and they just interact with other residents. I had a resident come over and say, thank you for this special lunch. I met someone, she's like, I've been living here for 23 years and have never met someone who, they were born in the same hospital back in Chicago. So she was very happy to meet someone.
Oh, that's nice.
So then, we provide lunch, which is catered by Yolanda. So I want to thank Yolanda and her staff for an excellent work. Okay. And then we have a harpist who plays the harp or the music, and then halfway we play the video. So which it's all the residents that we interview and the pictures that we took throughout the in the beginning, I should say, of the lunch or the luncheon. And then my supervisor, Ted Ball, he goes up there and he tells everyone, thank you for coming. And he gives like the stats, how many were 90 all the way to 105. And he just gets the numbers. And then we had two sponsors, Freedom Village and the Wellington. And so we want to thank them for their support. And yeah, and we show the video and pictures, and afterwards we tell the veterans to gather in the lobby to take a picture, which that's
and all
what
these
you're
are veterans.
seeing.
Wow, that's great.
Which is great.
A lot of ladies in there too.
Yeah, I believe they're and I think they're wives as well. But but they're
that's
all of them
excellent.
are
That's
veterans.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, what a good turnout. It's so nice that you guys honor them that way.
Yes, exactly. It's just an amazing event that we provide once a year. So it's a month of preparation. I mean, it's hard work, but that 2 or 3 hours is worth it. So
that's great. That's great. And I think you have something very special that you said one of the residents
Of course. So actually, in the video, she read a poem, and I just want to share the poem to everyone. Her name is Marilyn Cipura. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly, and she's 91, and she's just a funny lady. She's so cute. And this is one of the poems she read that I would like to share. It's called Live and Learn. This is the life. It's the only one I'll ever have. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad. I had plenty of money back in 2004. But unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I either spent it or gave it away, and I forgot to save money for a rainy day. I may be poor in money and material things, but I'm rich in the happiness that faith, hope, and charity brings.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with everyone.
That is lovely.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Well, thank you for all the hard work you do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and everyone else in my staff, my supervisor, the sponsors, and the caterer, Yolanda, for all the hard work. Yeah, so
excellent.
Thank you.
Well, good job. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
And then maybe we'll have you on, before the fall, because I know you have some other things that are coming up.
Yeah. So in the fall, we usually have the Monday Night Football. So every Monday we show on a big screen in the main lounge. We provide. Hot dogs, so we have hot dogs for sale. We have a no-host bar. What else do we? And chips and popcorn. So that's starting in September.
Okay.
Fourth Monday of each month, we have a brisket dinner, which is $12, and you can purchase the ticket at Clubhouse 5 office.
Okay.
What else is coming up? We have a Village Bazaar, which is becoming popular, and everyone is asking about it. I believe it's the first Saturday of October, so details will be coming out soon. Yeah, and we advertise it through the Globe and flyers, so hopefully the residents will be in the lookout for that information. So that's actually the big event that we have in the fall, and then of course the New Year's Eve. So that's I think the main ones coming up.
Well, recreation keeps us very busy, so I appreciate you coming on. Thanks again.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. And don't forget to always check with us, or check the Globe, or check the website, and look for all the recreational activities that are coming up. We'll be right back.
Trust the experts at Universal Carpet for all your flooring needs. Now get 50% off pet stain resistant and hyperallergenic carpet, porcelain tile, wood, laminate, and waterproof flooring, and complete kitchen and bath remodels. Plus get 5 years 0% financing, including free installation and free furniture removal. Our convenient showrooms are just minutes away in Irvine and Huntington Beach, or call 866-402-2747 for our free in-home shopping service. Universal Carpet, the low price leader for over 20 years.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Hi everybody, I'm Sean Thomas. Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday morning at 11:30 a.m. for sports news, highlights, and interviews for all of Laguna Woods and around the world. Put it on your calendar. It's a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way.
Oh, we've been telling you about the Friday movie, which is called 78/52, Hitchcock's Shower Scene. And this is a documentary about the very famous scene with Janet Leigh in the movie Psycho.
Oh, you remembered her name now.
I did. Well, I had to look it up. I knew it was Lee.
Good job.
But I had to, I had to look up the first name. And it's a very different look at how this was done, how it came about. I think there's some interviews with Alfred Hitchcock as well. And at one point I said there's like, in a black and white scene, this is a black and white movie, of course, but there's like it's contemporary, 3 guys, they're sitting on a couch watching the scene and kind of commenting on it. So it's a very, different kind of documentary, which makes sense because Alfred Hitchcock was certainly a different kind of movie maker and groundbreaking in many of the way he filmed things and the way he set up shots was just incredible in all his movies.
Scary,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder.
Yeah. All right, so
worry.
you're going to tell us about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so we've got Tomb Raider coming up on Monday, July 2nd, and that is PG-13, an hour and 58 minutes, and that is a movie starring Alicia Vikander and Dominic West and Walton Goggins, and it's the story about Lara Croft, who is a fiercely independent daughter of a missing adventurer. And she must push herself beyond her limits when she discovers the island where her father disappeared. So it's kind of like the one that was out with Angelina Jolie where she's doing kind of the same thing, but it looks like they just want to remake it, update it a bit, and have a new star. And like I said, that'll be on July 2nd, and that's PG-13, and it runs about an hour and 58 minutes.
All right,
Okay.
and you're going to tell us about the Summer Horse Show coming up this weekend.
It is. It's this weekend.
Wow.
So it's Saturday, June 30th from 10 to 11:30. And it's going to be at the Equestrian Center, which is off of El Toro Road. And it is a free show. And they are going to have everything in the large arena featuring Laguna Woods Village adult and junior drill teams, horse training demonstrations, showcasing of 2 resident-owned horses, Sundance and it's dog show, and a grand finale with main attraction drill team, Norco Cowgirls junior drill team, and Norco Cowgirls drill team professional drill team. So they've got all sorts of demonstrations, and they will have food for purchase. This is sponsored in part by Lake Forest Dental Group and Orthodontics. And then parking, just so you know, is going to be on site at the Equestrian Center until it is full. And then additional parking will be at the employee maintenance lot with shuttle service that will be available. And that's this Saturday, June 30th, Summer Horse Show. Looks like fun.
Yes. You know how Norco got its name?
No.
North of Corona.
Oh.
It was an unincorporated...
That should be obvious.
Yeah, it was an unincorporated area, and it was kind of like a nickname for it. And then, of course, it became
just sort of stuck.
An incorporated
Now it's a
area.
city.
There you go. Just a little trivia there. Now, 4th of July celebration is happening, of course, on 4th of July. At Clubhouse 2, the gates open at 4 p.m. with the fireworks at 8:45 p.m. Admission is free. They're going to have performance by Doc Rocket, and they're going to have a fun zone with arts and crafts and bounce houses and an obstacle course, food trucks, beer and wine garden, and of course the fireworks show. Now, shuttle service is going to be available from Clubhouse 7 and the maintenance employee lot to Clubhouse 2. They do suggest to take that opportunity to park in those locations. And if you do drive over to Clubhouse 2, parking is limited, carpooling is suggested. The grounds open at 4 o'clock again, and gate 12 may be used for unloading only beginning at 4 o'clock. So if you want, you've got you know, beach chairs and that sort of thing you want to set up. You can bring what you'd like. Glass bottles and containers are prohibited. Dogs and pets are prohibited. However, if you want to bring anything you want to drink, as long as it's not in glass bottles and containers or anything you want to eat, you can bring your own picnic and have some fun.
Right, and one thing they did want to mention is make sure you don't line up to try and get into the gate. Just come at 4, and they said everything runs really smoothly, but don't try to line up because it'll be a problem for traffic.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's get to the weather. And again, if you like the last few days, well, the next few days are going to be the same. The only difference is a slight change in temperature here and there. Think about 3 or 4 degrees cooler today, and then going forward, we're going to stay in the kind of the mid to upper 70s. And as I've been saying so many times, if the fog lifts a little bit sooner, you know, we'll be a little bit warmer, but that's really about it. County and beyond is beautiful today. The beaches will average about 70 degrees everywhere else, upper 70s to 80, 81 degrees or so. Down in San Diego, 96. And there, and if you want to go and be really hot, go out to Palm Springs. They're still in the low hundreds, and they're going to remain there.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think we need to. We've had some pretty good weather here.
Yes.
No need to go out there. And then tomorrow we have Sterling Financial Advisors. We have El Toro Water District. And then we also have the United update. So have a great day today, and see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.